The first time I saw Mr. Henry, I was chained with shackles on my limbs, wearing a muzzle on my mouth, and huddled in a dark corner. The doctor opened the heavy door and Mr. Henry stepped in against the light. Brand new leather shoes, neatly creased trouser cuffs, and a loathsome human being. The well-dressed man squatted down in front of me. I shrank back and sized him up warily and curiously. I twitched my nose. There was a new smell in the damp and musty air. It smelled really good. I swallowed hard, my Adam's apple bobbing. I stared greedily and eagerly at the man in front of me. A beautiful and good-smelling human being. My teeth were itching. I wanted to eat him. Mr. Henry looked at me for a while, took off his gloves, and reached out to remove the muzzle from my mouth. The doctor urgently reminded him from behind, "Mr. Henry, you can't remove that. He'll go crazy and bite people." Before the words were out of his mouth, the muzzle fell to the ground. At the same time I finished gathering my strength, pounced on Mr. Henry, and knocked him to the ground. I lay on his neck, sniffed, and took a bite. My sharp teeth pierced his skin, and the blood flowed into my throat. I gulped it down. Mr. Henry let out a muffled groan and placed his hand on my waist, loosely encircling me. He didn't move at all, obediently letting me suck his blood. He even tilted his head as if offering his vulnerable neck to me. I was very satisfied with his performance. It's only natural that humans are afraid of a fierce zombie like me. The doctor let out a scream when I pounced on Mr. Henry and was dragged out with someone covering their mouth. The room was so quiet that I could hear the sound of Mr. Henry's blood flowing. I suspected that I might have bitten him to death. I loosened my bite and looked up, meeting Mr. Henry's gaze. He hung his head and quietly looked at me. "Are you full? Is my blood delicious?" He reached out and wiped my mouth. His fingertips were stained with blood. He put them to his lips and licked them off, then smiled and said, "It's not sweet at all." I was dazzled by his smile. When I came to my senses, Mr. Henry had already pinched my face. Mr. Henry stared at my mouth and asked, "Is it sweeter in your mouth?" The next second, I stared at him in shock with my eyes wide open. How dare this man kiss a zombie's mouth? He even sucked on the zombie's tongue. Who on earth is the zombie here? This human is so terrifying. My mouth felt soft, my head was dizzy, and my body was swollen. I felt extremely uncomfortable. Something was wrong. There must be poison for zombies in Mr. Henry's mouth. I'm going to die. It's so hot and swollen. I must be dying. I want to run away, but Mr. Henry is holding my waist down. I couldn't struggle free. All the strength in my body was drained away, and the air in my mouth was also taken away by him. I couldn't breathe and was so suffocated that my face turned red. This must be a new way to torture zombies. Humans' methods are simply too vicious. Mr. Henry finally lets go of me. His lips rub against mine and he says, "Why have you become so stupid? You used to be so good at kissing. Now you can't even catch your breath." I don't understand what he's saying. I gasp for air. Before I can recover, I scramble off him in a hurry, dragging the long chain and clattering back to the corner, rolling and crawling. Humans are really terrifying. Zombies can't beat them for now. We'll fight next time. I sit at the corner with my legs apart, staring blankly at my lower abdomen. It's so hot. Mr. Henry gets up from the ground and smiles at me, saying, "Hey, what are you looking at?" I quickly close my legs and stare warily at the man approaching slowly. All the hairs on my body stand on end. I bare my teeth at him viciously, trying to scare him away. Mr. Henry presses down and reaches out to touch my sharp teeth. "Still want to bite me?" I bite his finger. I look up and meet Mr. Henry's calm and gloomy eyes. I see his Adam's apple roll. No matter how you look at it, he seems to want to eat the zombie. This human is so perverted. I hesitantly lick his wound and spit out his finger, then shrink back. "Stop biting. Don't eat my mouth." Mr. Henry personally unlocked the chains on me and took me out of the research institute. I didn't want to go with him, but he asked me, "Do you want to soak up the sun?" The zombie really wants to. I haven't seen the sun since I was sent to the research institute. For a full 5 years, I didn't know who I was, what my name was, where I came from, or where I was going. I seemed to have forgotten myself. Vaguely, I felt that I seemed to be going to meet someone, but I couldn't remember who it was nor whether I had met them. When I walked out of the gate, I saw the words "drug rehabilitation" written on the plaque of the research institute. I searched for a long time among the overcast clouds before I realized I had been deceived. There's no sun. Mr. Henry is a liar. The zombie can't go with him. I looked up at Mr. Henry's back and took off running when he wasn't paying attention. After running 2 blocks, I was caught by Mr. Henry. He took off his tie, tied my wrists together, and said angrily, after being treated so badly, you still want to run? Where are you going to run? Do you have anywhere to go? With this stupid look, who else but me would feel sorry for you? Ungrateful thing. Just because you've hurt yourself all over after leaving me, you should apologize to me. If it weren't for thinking you're stupid, I would have beaten you up long ago. Tying a tight knot with the tie, he picked me up from the ground and said, if you dare to run away again, I'll break your legs. Looking at Mr. Henry's bloodshot eyes, I thought I should comfort him. I opened my mouth but got stuck. I haven't spoken a word since I turned into a zombie. I seriously thought about how to speak and finally stammered in a hoarse voice. I won't run away. Don't break my legs. Mr. Henry held the tie in my hand and led me to walk slowly. Without looking back, he said hoarsely, if you dare to lie, I'll kiss your mouth until it's bruised. What a vicious human being. Actually wanting to kiss a zombie's mouth to pieces. It scares the zombie. It's fake. Actually, I'm not afraid of Mr. Henry. I'm a zombie while Mr. Henry is just a fragile human. A brave zombie is not afraid of humans. I tightly grabbed my own clothes to cheer myself up. Mr. Henry got angry. The water in the bathtub is almost cold. How can you take a bath without taking off your clothes? I covered my clothes and said, we zombies don't need to take a bath. Mr. Henry gritted his teeth, if you don't take a bath, you'll stink. We zombies are just stinky. I don't like to be cleaned. At the research institute, the doctors would strip me naked and put me in a small room, then rinse me with a water gun. The water was very cold. I don't like to be stripped naked and don't like to be rinsed with a water gun. I said that as a zombie, I didn't need to be cleaned. But the doctors at the research institute didn't believe me. They said I was crazy. Mr. Henry was amused by me and said, as my zombie, you have to smell nice. He held my face and pressed me closer. His eyes fell on my lips and he said fiercely, will you take a bath? If not, I'll kiss your mouth raw. I quickly covered my mouth. Oh no. It seems that the evil Mr. Henry has found a weakness of zombies. I looked at Mr. Henry's mouth and then at the bathtub over there. I gritted my teeth, broke free from Mr. Henry, ran clatteringly to the bathtub, jumped in, and stared at him with wide, open eyes. He sighed and asked, can you wash yourself? I shook my head. Mr. Henry walked over, squatted beside the bathtub, and bent down to wash me. After lifting my clothes, his pupils suddenly constricted. I felt his suddenly suppressed and violent emotions and got nervous. I stared at him warily, ready to bite him to death at any time if he launched an attack. But Mr. Henry just reached out and gently stroked the criss-crossed scars on my stomach. There were tears in his eyes. I looked at him curiously. Mr. Henry hung his head and the water on his face dripped, drop by drop, into the bathtub. He asked, does it hurt, James? I tilted my head and asked, who is James? Mr. Henry was stunned and looked at me with a look I couldn't understand. Fragmented, trembling, on the verge of collapse. When he looked at me like that, my chest ached terribly. Mr. Henry forced a smile and said in a hoarse voice, James is my lover. I blankly covered my chest. It felt like I'd been stabbed there, and I bent over, crying out in pain. Mr. Henry fumbled to rub my chest. Be good, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. After he rubbed it for me, I actually felt much better. I was even more certain. The evil Mr. Henry must have poisoned the zombie with his mouth. The poison made the zombie hurt. Only when he rubbed it could the zombie stop hurting. The antidote must be on him. I'm going to find the antidote and then eat the delicious Mr. Henry bit by bit. The plan works. Mr. Henry was still rubbing my chest. The more he rubbed, the sadder he became. There used to be pectoral muscles here. They were bouncy when I rubbed them. Now there's only a layer of skin left. I can even feel your bones. The zombie doesn't understand. What is pectoral muscle? Mr. Henry pulled my hand and placed it on his own chest, saying, feel it. I felt it. Mr. Henry asked, how does it feel? I grabbed it again. It feels excellent. When Mr. Henry was working hard to bathe me, my hand didn't leave his chest. I kneaded and rubbed it. It's soft and bouncy. The zombie thinks it's great. The zombie likes pectoral muscles. After the bath, Mr. Henry's chest was rubbed red by me. He couldn't bear it anymore and pulled my hand away, hoarsely saying, that's enough with a couple of touches. You're going too far. He held my claw and squeezed it. If you keep rubbing, it'll bleed. Humph. Stingy human. At night, I lay beside Mr. Henry, staring blankly at the ceiling. Mr. Henry placed his hand over my eyes. Go to sleep. I said faintly, the zombie has to feel the pectoral muscles to fall asleep. Mr. Henry sighed and grabbed my hand, pressing it against his chest. Touch, he said. I squeezed his pectoral muscles and closed my eyes contentedly. Apart from poisoning zombies, Mr. Henry is actually a nice guy. He dresses zombies in fragrant and soft clothes and even lets zombies touch his pectoral muscles. Most importantly, Mr. Henry doesn't lock up zombies, give them injections, or make them sit in the electric chair. There's only one thing wrong. Mr. Henry always wants to feed zombies human food. After I knocked over 3 bowls, Mr. Henry pinched my face and asked, "You haven't eaten anything all day. Are you trying to starve yourself to death?" I knelt on the bed and looked up at him. Seriously, I explained to him zombies won't starve to death. Zombies eat people. So you want to eat people, huh? Mr. Henry let out a laugh, tightened his grip on my face, and leaned in to press his lips against mine. I stared at him with wide eyes, forced to endure it, and struggled with a whimper. Mr. Henry held my hands down on the bed and continued to kiss me. As I endured his invasion, I leaned backward, feeling like my back was about to break. Humans are so despicable. They are the ultimate enemies of zombies. Mr. Henry kissed the zombie so hard that she couldn't get out of bed. The zombie didn't feel well. Her body was numb and weak. Covering her mouth, she angrily accused him, "You're bullying the zombie. You're a bad guy." Mr. Henry raised his eyebrows, showing no sign of repentance. He picked up the bowl of white human food, scooped up a spoonful, and held it to my lips. "Eat the food, or eat me?" I looked at the spoon and then at Mr. Henry's evil mouth. I opened my mouth pitifully and sipped the food from the spoon. Frowning in disgust, I thought that human food was really unpalatable. Isn't it unpalatable? I looked at the bowl in Mr. Henry's hand curiously. When he fed me the next mouthful, I opened my mouth wide and ate it in one go. I squinted my eyes in satisfaction. It's delicious. It's sweet, glutinous, and warm. It's not smelly, sour, or bitter. Do humans actually have such delicious food? I knelt on the bed, opening my mouth wide and waiting for Mr. Henry to feed me again. Instead of the delicious food, I waited for Mr. Henry's lips and tongue. Pushing his chest, I said anxiously, "Zombies eat food, not mouths." Mr. Henry licked my lips and stepped back, chuckling, "Sorry, I thought you opened your mouth waiting for me to kiss you." I was extremely angry. I pinched his pectoral muscle hard and showed my terrifying fangs ferociously. "If you kiss me again, I'll eat you." Mr. Henry just wanted to poison the zombie and kill it slowly. No one likes zombies. Humans only bully zombies and just want zombies to die. Zombies will eat humans. Mr. Henry reached out and touched my fangs, scoffing, "Your teeth are small, but your tone is big. You want to eat me. Can your small mouth fit me?" I was stunned. I felt despised. I viciously twisted his pectoral muscle again. "Damn humans." Mr. Henry grunted, suddenly went hoarse, blushing at the ears as he pressed my hand down, resting his forehead on my shoulder and whispering, all right, I won't tease you anymore. Stop twisting." I blinked but didn't let go. Mr. Henry buried his face in my neck and groaned, his exhaled breath extremely hot. I swallowed hard and quietly pinched his pectoral muscle again. Mr. Henry caught his breath, his Adam's apple bobbed, and his face and eyes were beautifully red. My eyes lit up. Mr. Henry is so cute. It's so much fun. Mr. Henry was tortured by me until he was sweating all over. His hot hand reached out to hold my claw and he said hoarsely, "Stop playing with me, James. I can't take it anymore." The zombie likes to play with Mr. Henry. The zombie likes to watch Mr. Henry tilt his head back, his eyes red at the corners because of me breathing hotly. However, I don't like it when Mr. Henry hugs me and calls me James. Clearly it's me playing with Mr. Henry. Why does he have to call out the name James? The zombie hates James. Mr. Henry has been going out a lot recently. While he's out, I'll figure out how to leave this house. I can't open Mr. Henry's door, so I try to scratch it open with my claws. But Mr. Henry will come back before I scratch the door open. But this time, it's not Mr. Henry who comes back. I'm squatting at the door with my claws outstretched, looking at the man standing outside the door. My pupils contract, my hands and feet turn cold, and my whole body trembles. Dr. Henry, the man outside the door, is wearing a white suit, with his hair slicked back. He's wearing a pair of rimless glasses. His eyes are fixed on me, as if amused by my terrified look. He slightly curls his lips and says, "Long time no see, puppy." I twitch. A deluge of pain and fear rushes towards me. All the scars on my body start to burn with pain. At first, it was Dr. Henry who said I was sick and needed treatment. I don't know what kind of illness I have, but I'm afraid of the treatment. Afraid of the thick and long needles and the pain that goes deep into the bone marrow. Afraid of Dr. Henry's whip and cigarette butts. Afraid of Dr. Henry's hands and eyes. Being afraid of Dr. Henry seems to be written into my genes. I hear the sound of the door closing, a pop sound. It almost scares me to the point that my heart stops. The light is blocked outside, and the living room is gloomy, just like Dr. Henry's small cottage before. Dr. Henry walks over and sits on the living room sofa, then gestures to me with his hand. "Puppy, crawl over here." I hurriedly crawled on all fours to Dr. Henry's feet. After hesitating for a moment, I rubbed against his hand resting on his knee in a flattering manner. Dr. Henry stroked my head and said, "Good doggy. Tell the doctor, did Shin Henry sleep with you?" The zombie didn't understand. "Who is Shin Henry?" "I don't know." I shook my head. "I don't like bad kids who lie." Dr. Henry grabbed my face and pried open my mouth. His eyes behind the glasses were cruel and cold. "Look at you. Your mouth is swollen from his kisses." His gaze slid down along my wide-open collar and lingered on the marks left by Mr. Henry's kisses and bites. "All over your body are the marks of being loved." Dr. Henry tightened his grip. My cheeks hurt from being pinched, but I endured it and didn't dare to make a sound. If I cried out in pain, Dr. Henry would only scold me for being disobedient. I would need to be electrocuted and whipped. "Tell the doctor, did Shin Henry's kisses make you feel good? How did you seduce him? And how did he love you?" My mouth had been pried open for too long, and saliva dripped down the corner of my mouth onto Dr. Henry's clean fingers. I looked into his cold eyes, trembling with fear. I was pinched so hard that I couldn't speak and whimpered for mercy. Dr. Henry's thumb rubbed against my lips. Suddenly, he smiled maliciously. "Look at your stupid look. You're so unappealing. What on earth did Henry see in you?" He lowered his eyes and looked down. "Or is it that you're different in bed?" He let go of me and wiped his hand on my face, smearing saliva all over it. Dr. Henry stared at me intently, speaking in a low voice. 5 years have passed. What kind of magic do you have to make him miss you so much? I'm starting to get curious. After a long look, Dr. Henry patted my face. "Stand up and take off your clothes." I stood in front of him, trembling as I took off my clothes. Dr. Henry said, "Take it all off." When the last piece of clothing fell to the ground, I stood there naked. Dr. Henry looked me over slowly, as if I were a fish. I trembled under his cold and piercing gaze. After a while he sneered, "Not that great. I can't see anything special about you." Dr. Henry leaned back on the sofa and waved at me. "Come here. Kneel down." I knelt in front of him. Dr. Henry lazily stroked my face and said gently, "Undo my belt." I buried my head and obediently undid his belt. I didn't stop when I heard the sound of the door opening and footsteps behind me. "If you don't obey Dr. Henry, you'll be punished. You'll have to get an injection." Zombies don't want to get an injection. Injections hurt so much. It hurts so much that you'd want to smash your head. "What are you doing?" Suddenly, I heard Mr. Henry's voice, trembling and almost spat out through gritted teeth. Dr. Henry pinched my ear and said casually, "Henry, your little lover is quite good in bed. How about lending him to Big Brother for a couple of days?" Henry didn't say a word, breathing heavily. Dr. Henry looked down at me. "Puppy, tell your master. Do you want to come with me?" I felt a shiver down my spine under his gaze. In Henry's silence, I said woodenly, "I'll go with you." Dr. Henry smiled and ruffled my hair as a reward. Such a good boy. I continued to lower my head to undo Dr. Henry's belt. When the belt was undone, a hand grabbed my arm and forcefully pulled me up from the ground. A warm coat was draped over me. Mr. Henry picked me up horizontally and strode towards the bedroom. At first glance, he didn't show any expression. but he was clenching his teeth and his eye circles were red. Dr. Henry got up and slowly fastened his belt. He said with a smile, "So stingy? Not even willing to give this thing to your elder brother." Mr. Henry stopped in his tracks, stood there for a few seconds, then suddenly turned around and took 2 quick steps. He kicked Dr. Henry several meters away, and Dr. Henry fell to the ground. "Daniel, you know me. I've always been heartless to anyone." Mr. Henry walked over, stepped on Dr. Henry's neck, and said calmly, "Try to provoke me again." Dr. Henry's face turned red from holding his breath. He grabbed Mr. Henry's ankle and tried to struggle, but was firmly held down. It wasn't until Dr. Henry's face turned purple that Mr. Henry let him go. "I've thought about it for 5 years to get this person back. Do you think you can just take him away if you want? Get out of my way if you don't want to die. I'm capable of anything." After saying that, ignoring Dr. Henry, who was coughing desperately, he carried me towards the bedroom. I stole a glance at Mr. Henry's expression. I thought Mr. Henry at this moment was even scarier than Dr. Henry. Mr. Henry threw me onto the bedroom bed. I rolled over and got up to run. Mr. Henry reached out, grabbed the back of my neck, and pulled me back. He pinned me to the bed, untied his tie, and tied my hands behind my back. Then he pressed my legs and took off his belt. "Who took off your clothes? Daniel or yourself?" I struggled desperately and tried to turn my head to bite him, but it was all in vain. Snap! The belt in Mr. Henry's hand fell on my buttocks, causing a burning pain. Mr. Henry intensified his tone. "Speak. Who took off your clothes?" I gritted my teeth and refused to speak. The cold belt slid across my back and threateningly patted my lower back. Waiting for the pain was more unbearable than the pain itself. "Did you take them off yourself?" The belt was raised again. My pupils constricted as if I saw Dr. Henry raising the whip at me. I nervously shouted, "Yes, it was me." I tried hard to curl myself up. "No, don't hit me." Mr. Henry looked down at me. His face was hidden in the light and shadow, and his tone was very soft. "Why? You try to bite me when I touch you. But you're so obedient when Daniel asks you to take off your clothes. You knelt in front of him. You knelt there completely naked." Mr. Henry laughed nervously. "Do you think I've cherished you so much just to let you crawl in front of others and let them abuse you? What do you think of yourself? And what do you think of me? Are you ruining yourself? You're ruining me." Every word of Mr. Henry seemed to carry piercing pain. "You even took off Daniel's pants right in front of me. Do you think I'm dead? Don't think I won't whip you just because you're stupid. If you let others bully you again, I'll whip you to death." The hostility emanating from Mr. Henry scared me. With my hands and feet restrained, I lost the ability to resist. It was as if I had returned to the gloomy research institute, dragging heavy chains and being tied in the corner. The doctor would shout and whip me like, "Mr. Henry," then pin me to the ground and give me an injection. Or drag me onto the electric chair and pour ice, cold water over my head. Someone would keep telling me that I was sick and guilty. I was very cold and in great pain. So I threw my trembling body out and let them torture me. Then I couldn't feel the pain anymore. I became a zombie. Mr. Henry finally noticed my trembling. He turned my face and was stunned when he saw my expression. "Are you scared?" All the hostility on him faded away like a flood. All that remained was heavy and suffocating pain. He asked hesitantly, Are you afraid of me?" He seemed not to know what to do. His hands trembled along with mine. Something in those beautiful eyes was shattering. The sharp edges made his eye sockets red. I wanted to touch his sad eyes. But pain and cold enveloped me, creating a barrier between him and me. I said in my heart 100 times that I wasn't afraid of him. But my body was so numb and cold. Sometimes a zombie can't control their body and emotions. I was locked inside my own body. Mr. Henry seemed to be defeated by something. He held my face and wiped the tears from my face. "Don't cry. I'll leave." With a trembling voice. "Can I leave? Don't be afraid of me. I'll leave right away." Mr. Henry untied the tie that bound me, pulled the quilt over me, picked up the belt on the ground, and staggered away without looking at me again. I lay on the bed, watching his dejected back as he left. I opened my mouth, wanting to call him, but couldn't make a sound. "Don't leave. Please hug me. I'm so cold." Waking up from a dream, my head was groggy, my body was limp, heavy, and hot. Probably I'm going to die from the poison. I was a little sad. I slowly got out of bed and knocked on Mr. Henry's door. I said to him, "The zombie is going to die." He sighed and touched my forehead with his hand. That hand was cool and very comfortable. I subconsciously rubbed against his palm. When Mr. Henry withdrew his hand, I still tilted my head to follow it. He pressed the back of my neck, pressed his forehead against mine, and smiled softly. It's just a fever. Don't worry. I won't let you die. The doctor was called by Mr. Henry. I heard him say to Mr. Henry, a shot will bring down the fever quickly. I suddenly perked up and watched the doctor take out the syringe and put on the familiar needle. Immediately bounced up from the bed and ran away at full speed. Mr. Henry quickly grabbed me and said, "Where are you running?" I nervously stared at the syringe in the doctor's hand, grabbed Mr. Henry's arm and shook my head, saying, "No. Don't give me an injection." "Don't be afraid," Mr. Henry comforted me. "You're sick. An injection will make you feel much better." "I'm sick." I stared blankly at Mr. Henry's face. His face turned into the faces of countless people. Dr. Henry's, Dr. Michael's, and all the doctors whose names I can't remember. Their eyes were always cold and they said to me, "You're sick. You're guilty." Finally, they all turned into Dr. Henry, smiling at me with a syringe in his hand and saying, "You need treatment when you're sick." Mr. Henry held me down on his lap, pulled down my pants a little, and the needle pricked my butt. I stiffened in pain. After the needle was withdrawn, I broke free from Mr. Henry, covered my butt, and jumped off his lap. I glared at him fiercely and said, "Bad guy. The zombie hates you." Then I turned around and ran upstairs with heavy steps. I'll never be on good terms with Mr. Henry again. He's in the same group as Dr. Henry and the others. Mr. Henry also thinks I'm sick and I need treatment. I hate treatment. I can't explain to him that I'm a zombie. So I opened that door and ran away while Mr. Henry was not around. Wandered on the street for a day, still didn't get to eat a human. The smells of those humans are all jumbled up and the zombie has no appetite. None of them smell as good as Mr. Henry. Wandered to the side of Mr. Henry's big house again at night and stared blankly at his window. Lowered my head and covered my empty stomach and started to miss the big chicken drumsticks that Mr. Henry gave me to eat. Hungry. The door of the villa opened and I secretly hid behind the tree. Hazel, who cooks, threw out a box and said loudly, "Sir won't come back for dinner again today. It's really a waste to throw away so many delicious things." After saying that, she closed the door and went back and the lights in the villa went out. I swallowed my saliva. After waiting for 2 minutes and no one came out, I ran to the door excitedly, picked up the box and ran back to the green belt. Squatted on the ground, rubbing my hands and whispering, "It's not a waste, it's not a waste. The zombie will eat it." There seemed to be a short laugh in the darkness. I looked around warily, found no one, and sat down on the ground to eat the delicious food with peace of mind. It's still warm. At night, I huddled beside the green belt to sleep. Just as I was about to close my eyes, the door of the villa opened again. Hazel threw out a sleeping bag and said, "Well, no one uses the sleeping bag anyway. It takes up space just lying around. Might as well throw it away." I scrambled up with a roll. Only after Hazel went back and turned off the lights did I go to pick up the sleeping bag. I rummaged around beside the green belt for a long time before getting into the sleeping bag. I let out a sigh of comfort and muttered to myself, "Zombies are so warm. Zombies like sleeping bags." I slept restlessly. I always felt itchy on my face and dreamed that a dog was licking my mouth. After the big dog finished licking, it opened its dog's mouth and spoke human words, scolding me, "Fool." It really made the zombie extremely angry. Mr. Henry wanders around every day. I quietly followed him and picked up the things that fell from him at any time. For example, a piece of candy, a bag of cookies, a pack of wet wipes, and a photo. There were 2 people in the photo. One was Mr. Henry, and the other one I didn't know who it was. Mr. Henry was wearing blue and white clothes. There was a small name tag pinned to his chest, which read Mingching High School, Class 1, Grade 3, and Shun Henry. The other person's small name tag read Class 1, Grade 3, and James. I put the photo in my pocket. Looking up, I saw Mr. Henry's back disappearing at the entrance of Mingching High School. By the time I followed him in, Mr. Henry had already disappeared. It was the weekend, and there was no one on campus. I looked around aimlessly. Suddenly, someone patted me on the shoulder and said, "James." Turning around, a young man with dark skin was standing in front of me, smiling. "It's really you. I thought I was seeing things. Where have you been these years? You didn't even come to the class reunion." When everyone asked Shin Henry, he didn't say a word. Later, Shin Henry also stopped coming. I heard that you didn't go to college with Shinhenry. Everyone was saying that you two had a falling out. I don't quite believe it. How could Shinhenry be willing to break up with you? The warm and familiar tone of the human being left me at a loss. I took a step back, swallowed my saliva and said, I'm not James. You've mistaken me for someone else. I left in a hurry, walked through the corridor, and stood at the stairway. All of a sudden, I saw the young and arrogant Mr. Henry by the corner, carelessly hanging his school bag on his shoulder and not wearing his school uniform properly. You're James? You're the one who's been noting down my name. James glanced at him and scribbled on the paper expressionlessly. Damn it. You're still noting it down right in front of me. You've got guts, kid. The wind blew through the corridor, dispersing the scene. I somehow went upstairs and accurately found Class 1, Grade 3, staring at the empty classroom. Through the window, the young Mr. Henry kicked James' stool and said rudely, How much did Alexander give you to keep an eye on me? Can you really control me? The scene changed, and Mr. Henry put his arm around the shoulder of the boy next to him. James, I don't understand this question. Explain it to me, he whispered in a low voice. You're my deskmate. You can only explain questions to me, not to others. Especially the class monitor. Can't you tell she has a crush on you? You don't like her, so don't give her false hope. He tweaked James' ear. Be a decent guy and stop flirting with others. James threw the book at his face, and he covered his face and said that James was being violent. I let out a laugh. The voices in my ears grew louder. With each step I took, I could see a multitude of scenes. The proud and assertive young boy, and the cold and quiet young boy. James, which university do you want to go to? James, can you be my tutor? James, can I get into it? If I start working hard now, can I get into the university you're going to? James, you're so kind. You even bandaged my wound for me. James, I won't fight anymore. Don't ignore me. James, I like you. You're so good at kissing, James. Have you kissed someone else before? Don't kiss anyone else. You can only kiss me from now on. While smiling, tears kept welling up in my eyes. I walked through the scenes of laughter and play, and my body led me to the top floor. The door to the rooftop was half open. I pushed the door open. Mr. Henry was leaning against the wall, smoking. When he looked up and saw me, a look of panic flashed across his eyes. He hid the cigarette behind his back and snuffed it out. It was as if I was standing in front of him after passing through the long corridor of time and space. Unconsciously, I thought that he had grown up. My throat was very dry. I swallowed and took 2 quick steps, then started running. I bumped into Shinhenry's arms and hugged him. I lay on his neck and greedily breathed in. The smell of Shinhenry, so fragrant. I really want to devour Shinhenry. I only want to devour Shinhenry. I opened my mouth and gently bit his neck. Shinhenry inserted his 5 fingers into my hair and chuckled. What? Do you want to bite me to death again? Gently pulling me away a bit, he looked into my eyes and said, You can't kill me like this. Let me teach you. You have to take off my clothes and bite downwards. He took my hand and pressed it against his violently beating chest, saying, The heart is here. He continued to pull my hand down and pressed it on his abdominal muscles, saying, Life is here. Do you remember? He chuckled and said, Come on, baby, kill me with your bite. I thought for a while and then started to take off his clothes. This time, Shinhenry was stunned. He blushed up to his ears, held my hands down and laughed. Just kidding. Just kidding. If you want to bite, do it at home. It won't work here. His smile faded a bit. He held my hand and said, James, stop running away. Come home with me. You've been running away for 5 years. Aren't you tired? Go home. Sounds so warm. The zombie likes to go home. The zombie is willing to go home with Shinhenry, as long as Shinhenry believes it's a zombie and promises not to give the zombie injections anymore. I looked at Shinhenry and said aggrievedly, I'm not sick. Yes, you're not sick. I'm a zombie. Yes, you're a zombie. Don't give me an injection. Yes, no injection. Don't hit me. I won't hit you. Don't give me poison to eat. Yes, I won't give you. Shin Henry paused, frowned and said, When did I give you poison? I looked at his mouth. There is poison in your mouth. It will make the zombie feel very hot and numb. Zombies don't like it. Shin Henry was stunned for a while and then burst into laughter. I can't stand it. How can you be so cute? Pressing the back of my head, he rubbed my lips and said, Then will you feed me poison? I was a little worried and asked, Will you be poisoned to death by me? Shin Henry seriously taught me. No, you kiss me, and then I kiss you back, and the poison will be gone. So, every time I kiss you, you have to kiss me back. Otherwise, we'll both be poisoned by each other. I've kissed you 3 times before. You have to kiss me back 3 times now. I don't believe it. Shin Henry is so childish. But Shin Henry looked so expectant. I looked at him for a while. Forget it, I'm still willing to indulge him. I tilted my head up and kissed Shin Henry on the lips. Once, twice, 3 times. Shin Henry grinned from ear to ear, looking extremely happy. I looked at him with pity in my eyes. Shin Henry is so silly. When I got home, it was Hazel who greeted me. She held my hand and chattered away. When Shin Henry was not at home, Hazel would chat with me, teach me how to cook, grow flowers, and paint. Hazel also gave me some small pills and said they could detoxify the poison from zombies. After detoxification, I won't have to be afraid of being kissed to death by Shin Henry in the future, and I can even become smarter than him. Zombies like the small pills. After a few days, I started having dreams. I kept having the same dream. I dreamed of a rainy day. I dreamed of Shin Henry's blood, red eyes, and him holding my wrist tightly and refusing to let go. I won't break up. What do you mean you don't like me? I don't accept this lousy reason of yours. Could it be that all our kisses were fake? I don't believe it. You're lying to me. I dreamed of him pinning me against the wall, kissing and biting my lips desperately and anxiously asking me for a sign that I still had feelings for him. And I remained cold and unmoved all the time. I said to him cruelly, Stop being crazy. Shin Henry, I've never liked you at all. I supervised your study because of Alexander. Being with you was just a momentary impulse and I was just coveting your money. I really don't like being kissed by men. It's quite disgusting. Shin Henry stiffened his body and all his pride was crushed by me. He lowered his head and said, You're so cruel, James. He let go of his hand. Go, just go. Don't let me see you again. After waking up from the nightmare, I was actually held tightly in Shin Henry's arms. He patted my back and gently comforted me. Don't be afraid. I'm here. I sleep more and more often. I have to take several naps a day. One noon when I woke up, I heard voices whispering in from the kitchen. Hazel said, based on the information obtained from hypnosis and his personal situation, it's very likely that he didn't break up with you voluntarily 5 years ago. I'll just state the result. 5 years ago, James' dad accidentally discovered the relationship between James and you and probably witnessed your intimacy. James' dad thought that James liking men was a disease. After forcing him to break up with you, he sent James to a mental hospital for treatment. There, James met your eldest brother, Daniel. Daniel abused him by taking advantage of his position and destroyed his spirit. Then, on the pretext that James was crazy, he persuaded James' dad to send James to a conversion therapy center until you found him. Hazel sighed and said, Your little sweetheart's psychological problems are extremely serious. He imagines himself as a zombie to protect himself. Just hearing about James's experiences makes me feel sad. He suffered such a devastating blow but still managed to survive. He's really very strong. Shin Henry was silent for a long time. When he spoke, his voice sounded as if his throat had been cut by a knife. I'll investigate further. Hazel said, Don't let Daniel get away with it. James is very afraid of him. Shin Henry choked for a moment and said, I don't understand. He's my elder brother. Why did he do that? James has no grudges against him. Hazel sneered and said, There's no need to understand the thoughts of a brute. Then she added, Although he has no grudges against James, he's your half-brother. May I ask if your dear elder brother knew clearly about your relationship with James back then? Their conversation was too long and full of too much information. It gave me a headache just listening, and I only felt that it was related to me. When Shin Henry came out, I felt guilty like a thief. Afraid that he would know I was eavesdropping, I quickly closed my eyes and pretended to be still asleep. Shin Henry brushed aside my loose hair, kissed my forehead, took off his shoes, and squeezed onto the small sofa with me, hugging me tightly. James, I'm sorry. Sorry, I couldn't keep you. Sorry, I didn't find you earlier. The cool tears fell on my face and I buried myself in Shin Henry's arms. Although I don't know why he was crying and why he was saying sorry. But it doesn't matter. Shin Henry, if you feel sorry, then I'll forgive you. Since bringing James home, Shin Henry has been collecting evidence to sue Jiatong Institute. After the involved personnel were arrested, the lawyer brought a USB flash drive. This is the video of their treatment of patients, and there are videos about James in it. Do you want to watch? That USB flash drive was placed on the desk. For 3 days, Shin Henry neither put it away nor picked it up. But on the 4th day, he finally built up all his mental strength. Before opening the USB flash drive, he called Hazel in the 2nd floor study. If I go crazy and want to run out, kill someone later, you must stop me. James only has me now. I can't have an accident. In the living room, Hazel hung up the phone, cut off the rotten flower stems, and handed the flower branches to me. An hour later, there came the sound of things being smashed upstairs, one after another. I looked upstairs curiously and asked her, "What's wrong with Shin Henry?" Hazel said expressionlessly, "Don't mind him. He's going crazy." There came heavy and urgent footsteps from upstairs. Hazel looked up and said to me, "James, when Shin Henry comes down later, you hug him and kiss him desperately." What a strange request. But what Hazel says is always right. Just as she finished speaking, Shin Henry rushed downstairs with red eyes and a fierce look. Hazel went up to stop him and was pushed away forcefully. He said, "Stay out of my business." Shin Henry was in great pain and full of hatred. "I'll go kill them." Hazel frowned and continued to pull him. "Don't be impulsive." "Impulsive? I'm not impulsive. I'm very calm." He shook off Hazel and rushed forward like a furious beast. A bunch of beasts. They deserve to die, all of them. How can they still be alive after torturing James like that? Hazel covered her arm that was hurt from the collision and shouted at me, "James, stop him." I received the order and immediately pounced on Shin Henry, knocked him down, pinned him to the ground, lay on top of him, looked at Hazel, and waited for the next instruction. Hazel walked to the door and said to me with a smile, "James, kiss him." After saying that, she walked out and closed the door. I looked down at Shin Henry. His eyes were red-rimmed, his breathing was heavy, he gritted his teeth, and the tears kept flowing. I leaned down and kissed his eyes. "Shin Henry, what's wrong with you?" Shin Henry trembled as he reached out to touch my face and asked, "James, does it hurt?" I blinked and replied, "No, it doesn't hurt." Shin Henry couldn't hold back his sobs any longer. "But it hurts so much for me." "Why? Why did they do that to you? How could they bear to? How could they?" I hugged Shin Henry and thought slowly. I sort of understood. Of course they could bear to. Because they weren't Shin Henry. Why didn't Shin Henry understand? In fact, only he couldn't bear to. He thought James was a precious treasure, so he always naively thought that the whole world should feel sorry for his James. Daniel was engaged in medical research but wasn't a proper doctor. The reagent he once injected into me was a semi-finished product developed in his private laboratory. It was mainly used for mental treatment. The pain caused by injecting all kinds of chaotic drugs into the body was unbearable. Hazel said to Shin Henry it's difficult for him to return to his former self. She said James might be stupid for the rest of his life. Shin Henry smiled and said, "That's good." Shin Henry seemed to calm down and stopped shouting about revenge. Only half a year later, Daniel fled the country to avoid trouble after causing someone's death by illegally selling drugs and died in a shooting incident a month later. Shin Henry found my father in the mahjong parlor and said that he was ill, then sent him to a mental hospital. All these things were told to me by Hazel. I listened hard and tried to understand. I thought slowly and tried to accept them. Hazel said, "Shin Henry didn't let me tell you. He was afraid that you couldn't bear to recall the past. He was also afraid that you wouldn't understand and would keep thinking about it, adding unnecessary troubles. But I know you can. You're learning and working hard. One day you'll accept this world, accept sufferings, accept love, and accept yourself. James, you're the bravest little zombie, right?" I smiled shyly. Hazel said, "James, a happy zombie will turn into a human being. When you turn into a human, I won't come anymore." I thought for a while. When seeing Hazel off, I said goodbye to her. I told her that she didn't need to come anymore. Shin Henry came home against the wind and snow and said to me, "James, it's almost the spring festival." Fireworks exploded in the dark night sky. It's the new year. Shin Henry hugged me and asked, "Little zombie, do you have any wishes?" Warmth invaded inch by inch, filling the cracks in me. Shin Henry's body was broad enough and warm enough. It's enough to bring the cold corpse back to the world of the living. I said, "Shin Henry, I'm not a zombie." "Then what are you?" "I'm James. I'm Shin Henry's lover."